First, men are a lot more vulnerable than they get credit for. It's just, in modern day times, it's called being sassy.
If she say something, it could be in a joke, but if he take that to where that was an internal situation that happened to him, then now everything is eggshells. I'm walking on thin ice because I can't trust how you're going to handle what I go through in on a day-to-day mental.
You said that men are received as sassy. Let me say, y'all are sassy.
But we not. You know.
No. Are you masking your vulnerability? And another part of this, how do y'all feel about weaponizing vulnerability? So when you do that and you get upset and you don't regulate those emotions and you bring up something that they share with you in their vulnerable space, how y'all feel about that? Kenny.
I'm waiting. I need you over here.
This a classic example though. Like, first, men are a lot more vulnerable than they get credit for. It's just, in modern day times, it's called being sassy. Like, guys go to social media, they might voice their opinion on something. And even other guys, like even me personally, because to me, I know once that man goes to the internet, he basically let all those who feel like you could be sassy kind of win, because again, if we address certain things, it's called being emotional, or it's called being sassy. Like, if we're talking about social media, so I'm just saying that's what the mass message that's put out there's like, you being sassy. So that's kind of what make it look like that. But I do think men are and will always be put in a certain position because they have to always remember that women can be more emotional. Like, and a lot of men don't know that. They learn that when they get in relationships and realize, oh man, I really like this person at month 1, month 2, maybe 6 months. But the moment there came a time where her emotions may have shifted, whether it's, and this is not like a lot of men, and I had this conversation, they'd be like, you can't say that. I always say, what would you do here for 14 days out the month? You had like that diarrhea feeling in your stomach like all day for 14 days. Would you still be the same person? And most of them say, yeah, but it's like, bro, when you got a bad headache for 2 days or a day, you be kind of angry, bro. So you have to remember women had it. So it's like, man, like you don't learn till you get older. Women are emotional, like naturally. Mm-hmm. Now, some of them you do say, hey, I wish you could control that more. I wish you was a little more mature in that situation. But then that stuff go to upbringing, and if they a social media girl that really buy into everything on social media, like
how did social media get into that?
Because right now, both of y'all have a conversation about Cardi B, but y'all don't portray that type of image at all and never would. Like the one that she has on social media, Cardi B's image on social media. Neither of you would let that be y'all's presence on social media because y'all have integrity. Y'all have a certain way y'all articulate yourself. So even though y'all may agree that, yeah, we should support her as a woman because, yeah.
Who said that they supported that?
A lot of people. You feel like she shouldn't be so frowned upon. People always be like, people drag her because she used to be a stripper and all this stuff, which they do because that's society. But what I'm saying is, in y'all real lives, y'all would be like, I don't want my daughter acting nothing like that.
Anything that you talking people or me?
Talking about just in general.
Okay, because
I don't really know. I don't know you personally enough to say what you. I'm talking about your social media.
Y'all, I was like, do this.
Y'all as women. We talking about like relationships.
In the concept of understanding that neither one of y'all are common women. I grew up with you. I know you personally. So when you're thinking on it, if we speak,
she don't want to fight.
You keep saying y'all. So I'm trying to see because it's generalizing women, or are we talking about me?
We're generalizing.
Okay. I didn't know you was directly talking about me. That's why I was like, who is going to
fight me?
I don't want to end up on that. But I love what you're talking about.
Weaponizing situation.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, like
back on where he is.
Right.
That is again one of the things that shut men off. Because it does take to where if you're willing to do it, no matter how small it is. She said, hey, dude gets comfortable enough to walk around on socks. If she say something, it could be in a joke, but if he take that to where that was an internal situation that happened to him, then now everything is eggshells. I'm walking on thin ice because I can't trust how you're going to handle what I go through in on a day-to-day mental.
Can I say something to what you said? You said that men are received as sassy. Let me say, y'all are sassy.
But we're not.
Yeah, no.
You know.
No. What is sassy is how certain quotation sassy. To me, certain things that men do
Having
that it's not having an opinion. I love for men to have an opinion, especially men who have an opinion that's outside of the masses. I love a lone wolf, a man who can say how he feels.
Yes.
But there is a way, like when you say going to social media, it's a vulnerable thing. The only thing that came to my mind is, why didn't you have that conversation directly with that person? Because why are we going to social media? But then I gave you the benefit of the doubt because maybe you're talking about a vulnerable thing for your personal experience. I think that's strength.
So you think some men are sassy?
I think that certain things that men do are inappropriate for a man
to do.
I think that let me finish why. Because
it's
no,
the same.
it's not the same with me.
It's never.
I have a different standard for a man and a woman, and I believe in standards, and I believe in but I also don't believe in every standard. But I think that men that I want to associate with are like, you know how they tell men, you got to be quiet holding in. I don't agree with that. I think there should be a space where you can vocalize yourself, but self-restraint is
But
important.
if you don't like what you say, he says.
No, it's how he goes about his delivery.
What he gonna say?
No, delivery matters.
How you gonna say it?
Delivery, respect, leadership.
So he gotta be vulnerable but respectful to how you think you
No.
And then if you're being disrespectful to
So
me,
what you
but I'm
just said.
supposed to
If
lead
You
with
talk
it.
about
Why would I
ovaries
disrespect someone?
and my vagina.
Why would I
You're
disrespect
sassy.
someone that I'm with?
Because
but
that's
disrespect. No. How you lead? What men don't realize is you lead the atmosphere of a relationship. If a man comes into a space and he's yelling, of course the reaction would be yelling back if the person has no self-control. But when a man comes into a space, and here's an example, I'm impatient. If you meet me with my same energy of impatience, we're finna go. We're just gonna both be
So what you
irritated.
just said about self-regulation.
Let me finish. If I don't choose to regulate myself, if a man comes to me and I'm talking to him and I'm setting a tone of something and he redirects that energy and affirms me like, hey, I understand how you feel because now you've validated me, you have empathy towards me, then that allows me to process my emotions like
But I thought we were talking about his. Exactly.
His emotions want to be about your emotions.
And so
Wait.
I have to regulate how I come to you. I have
no,
to
you need to regulate yourself. That's how you put to me self-respectful.
But if in a leadership,
Because it's about her, not your feelings.
No, it's
You
about-
heard what she said.
and that's
Is it not about you?
But you just said
You just
how-
know
No, it's not about you. If somebody comes to you disrespectfully, you're gonna look at yourself and evaluate how do I receive this. It's always gonna be about you.
It's-
But you said the man leads.
A man should lead
man should
the
lead.
dynamic.
But-
And then before I can finish, y'all, what about you? What about you? Because you so quick to do that. Y'all trying to
we
trip
talking
me
about
up.
a man.
You
I'm
trying to
not
trip me up.
Okay. But let's hear what you have to say. What I'm saying is, okay, yes, a man should lead. Yes, a man leads because my man leads.
Period.
But
Don't use but.
Can't be sassy.
he's not sassy at all. The way that I am submissive shows how he leads.
Exactly.
So I really control that.
You trust him
All of that.
because you gain his character. You trust that.
Me
So
being in my soft allows
is that manipulation?
No, is it?
I mean, she said it. I don't want to go
think it
through.
was.
I think certain things
I
that
don't
women
think
do
that
are
was.
manipulative when they do that.
That's
Because
manipulation.
she just said submissive.
It depends.
So that means that you understand that you really control the narrative. Because again, if I'm coming to you and I'm
I
confronting
think that's positive manipulation.
to let it be in
Influence.
I like that.
influencing your husband.
No, it's positive. It's a such thing as positive manipulation.
Okay.
Like if you're doing it and then they can come back and argue and be like, so you mad at me because I said me being submissive make you a king? If he argued that will make him like,
But
what you
manipulation.
you want to have one of these bad ones out here? Because there's some of them out here, you know what I mean?
But if you know something better for your husband or the family and you're influencing him and he trusts you, you trust him, that's the dynamic. But I'm talking about some people use this spirit of, I'm going to do what you want because they are negatively manipulating men, acting soft the whole time. It's not that.
But no
Because
key,
they putting up with shit they don't want to really do.
low key.